How's it going, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing our top 10 ratings predictions for NHL 20's right wing position. This is our first rating predictions of the year, so it is time to get the fun stuff out of the way. The fun stuff being obviously that we do these ratings predictions based on what EA is projected to put these overalls, not based on players' skill, whether they're top 10 players in the league ranking from 1 to 10, but basing them on how we feel EA is going to give them attribute boost to give them their overall at the end of the year. And yes, there is a difference in player skill and the ratings EA does give a lot of these players. For the most part, it has at least been that way in years past, so we're going to continue to try and use that quote-unquote formula this year once again. So go ahead and starting off here, this top 10 list, first thing I do want to do is bring up a few guys that you may have been wondering if they're going to make the list. They are not, though. Elias Lindholm, great season this year, but he's been a 40-point per game player every single season before this one. EA is not going to reward him for a top 10 spot because of that, unfortunately, even though he did have a great season this year. Cam Atkinson, again, same story as Lindholm kind of, but he dropped 41 goals this year. Pretty big deal, pretty disappointed. I'm not going to put him on the list, but he's at 85 right now in NHL 19. If that tells you anything, he's not making this list more than likely. Dadonov, another guy I really liked. Kovalchuk, I don't know why I had you on the list. Arvidsson didn't play enough this year. Voracek, it's about time you get him up from the list. Great player, but doesn't get enough goals to keep that overall high enough. And I'll tell you one guy that's not going to make this list. It's Patrik Laine. I don't know if it happens. He could still squeak in at number 10. But after the way he played this year, I would be surprised if he made top 10. Still an outstanding player. You can't have one down year. Patrik Laine did have that, but unfortunately he is young and he's not really played enough to go out there and say we should keep him at a top player right now because, like I said, 50 points this year in a year where pretty much everybody's dropping a point per game. Not good enough for Patrik Laine. Sorry, pal. Is Alexander Radulov. Now, he's an 87 in NHL 19 now, and that's where we feel like he's going to be next year. Why? Because he dropped 29 goals, 43 assists, a point per game player. He's up there, again, on numbers where you go out and say, he's not really doing something wrong, right? If anything, maybe he gets an upgrade, but I don't really expect that. For some reason, I got the feeling EA's not upgrading Radulov. I'm sorry, Radulov. You played really well this year, but an 87, still nothing to be frowned about, and that is why you're going to be at number 10. Number 9 is Mark Stone. Stone's going to be an interesting one for sure on this list because he's well regarded as a great defensive forward in the league, and those guys always get the solid overalls just based off of that. But over the last couple of seasons now, Stone's been a point per game player, and I think he finally sees a slight upgrade because he's been like an 87 for what feels like 5 years now. But he's been playing a lot better offensively. It's about time we see that upgrade. That's why we're going to give him that 88 overall. Number 8 is Mikko Rantanen. Rantanen, this far down the list, is probably laughable to a lot of Avs fans out there right now. But I don't make the rules, I just follow them. Rantanen's a rising star, back-to-back 84-plus point seasons. But guess what? EA didn't even give him a top 10 spot in his position last year. So, you know what? You got to take that into account, and you'll hear this a lot during these prediction videos. EA has this way of slowly giving young players overall boost to where, unless you're McDavid, you have to go a few years of playing at an elite level for them to, I don't know, notice you or whatever it is. I don't know. I think it's more of they want you to prove yourself for multiple years on end before they give you the high overall. I don't really, like I said, I don't make the rules. Absolutely deserves an elite overall. I will agree with everybody on that one. That's not an argument being made by me. But if it does make you feel any better, Pastrnak, right? 87 overall last year to start the year after having 2 fantastic seasons. That's just kind of proof in the pudding of why I don't understand it. Like I said, that's just how we're going to do it. So therefore, I apologetically am forced to put Mikko at number 8. Please don't cause an avalanche in the comment section on this one. Thanks. Phil Kessel, number 7. Despite all the talk about him being traded again and this and that, he's still being a very, very good player. 82 points, 27 goals, 55 assists this year. Last season, you seen him drop 92 points. And for that, he had an 89 going into the year. Again, though, a point per game player, a proven player like Phil Kessel. I don't see that overall changing much. At an 89, that is where we'll be placing him again this year. Number 6 is Blake Wheeler. Kessel and Wheeler were literally numbers 28 and 29 in EA's top 50 last year, so they're certainly in a tight interchangeable squeeze right here. Wheeler put up a very Blake Wheeler-like season as well, proving to be one of the best playmaking power forwards in the league. He went into NHL 19, like I said, in 89, and he looks to be in line to match that rating again for NHL 20. Number 5 is Mitch Marner. Again, a very interesting one. This could be contradicting the Mikko Rantanen thing earlier, but maybe not, because he's an 89 in NHL 19 right now, so it's possible. But 26 goals, 68 assists, 94 points. Marner led a stacked Leafs offense in points this season with 94. But what is going to hold him back is, again, a couple of things. This is his first monster blowout year. He's had a couple solid, but none like this. And as we mentioned before, EA typically doesn't reward a guy for one monstrous season, even if it is of the most recent. And secondly, he put up a career high 26 goals, and that is most definitely going to affect his shooting stats, which weighs so heavily on players overall, which is why we're stopping Marner at an 89 overall. I can't stop thinking about the double standards on this one. I'm saying Rantanen and Marner, I feel like both of their caps are 89. Both of them can come in at an 88. We kind of spread them out on this list here a little bit, but I do think, again, they could be looked at the same way here. So don't be surprised if you see these guys coming in back to back. Number 4 is VLADIMIR TARASENKO. Now, Senko's been playing outstanding in playoffs, something we haven't really mentioned yet. I got to touch on as well. Is normally playoff stats are not weighed very heavily when it comes to putting guys overalls in for the next year. So Tarasenko, being that he's never put up 80 plus points in a season in his career, and in a year where it felt like half the league was a point per game player, Tarasenko put up 68 points in 76 games, only 33 goals. The only thing is, over the last 3 seasons, only one person scored more goals than Tarasenko, and that's, you guessed it, Mr. Ovechkin. And being that EA gave this guy a 90 overall going into NHL 19, and for many years now he's been right at that 90 overall, and he put up a virtually identical stat line to, his 2017-2018 campaign, I don't see his overall going down. Reluctantly, 90 overall on Tarasenko. Number 3, though, is David Pastrnak. 66 games played, 81 points this year. This one could be a bit of a stretch. Does he deserve to be this high? Absolutely. He was on pace for 45 goals this season. He's knocked home 35 consistently now for the last 3 years. The Bees are a different team with him on the ice, no doubt. The only concern is Pastrnak was never this highly touted McDavid or Matthew guy coming up. So it takes EA 4 or 5 years, as we mentioned, how Pastrnak came into this year as an 87 overall, being the stud that he is. So that always has to be put in perspective, but we did bring it up. This is his 3rd year. It's not his 2nd year. It's not his 1st year. It's his 3rd year. So for that reason, I feel like it's about time we see him jump on to the elite boat in the EA world, and we see that 90 overall come into play. Number 2 is Patrick Kane. Kane's an interesting one. He's 30 years old. Typically by this age, EA has their mindset on what your overall is gonna be, and so on and so forth. Don't usually see upgrades, but Patrick Kane just had the best statistical season of his career. But then again, EA gave Kucherov 91 last year after dropping a 100-point season, so for that I think EA keeps him at a 91 overall going into next season, but I could easily see him being a 92 overall next year as well. We will have to see. I apologize, I feel like I'm doing a slam fest on EA here. That's not the goal here. I'm just trying to kind of go out there and justify the overalls we're giving these guys, because people get a little upset when their favorite players aren't where they're supposed to be, and I completely understand you. You watch them every single day. Some of us don't watch them every single day. I can understand your opinions. I'm just trying to explain to you guys why I'm giving the overalls that I am the best that I can. Plus, how they did perform on the ice as well. Then there is number 1 on the list, and if EA does not give Kucherov the respect this year, I may not buy the game. Just kidding, I'll probably buy it regardless. But Nikita Kucherov, 41 goals, 87 assists, 126 points. Best season we've seen by a guy in years. I know he played on the most stacked team in the league, but he's the reason it's the most stacked team in the league. It doesn't matter who this guy plays with, year in and year out, he's producing and he's making the guys around him better, and that's what makes him one of, if not the best player in the league right now. The man put up 60 points on even strength playing on a 3rd line, for crying out loud. Granted, that was 5 years ago. You ever think how remarkable that really is? If it weren't for injury, this would be Kuch's 3rd straight 100-point season, and he's all about earned and deserved the top spot on this list, a 93 overall. Those are my top 10 right wings for NHL 20. I'd love to hear your guys' list down below. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe, that would be great. If not, all good. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.